devised this program so people could feel, even in the change in rhythm, that, and at the same time, you move spontaneously to the music, but at the same time you're moving within your own stillness. See? And not just movement of the body, but also speaking in your own stillness. That's why I say talking but not talking, dancing but not dancing. You see, and you can apply that to everything that happens through this body, inside this body, outside this body. Same thing. Because if you come in this life to come to recognize the one behind the facade of the person, that which is beyond or behind the facade of personality, then you've done very well. You've broken the legacy of ignorance. Sometimes your parents did not realize that. Their parents did not realize it. You're realizing it, you see. It's worth repeating, no? That if you've come to see, no, that all that takes place through the bodily expression of life, this physical body, through the mind or the sense of persona, and this, that all of this is just the movement of consciousness or the dance of the waking state. And somehow you've come to the recognition of that which is behind the facade of the mind, of the sense of person and so on, you know, beyond and behind, but not beyond like in front of you, but beyond this way, beyond which there is no behind that. If you come to see that, then already, you know, how will your life be? You've broken the spell of ignorance, or it is breaking down. You see? And you don't even have to believe that, no? Because it will already be naturally, instinctively known in you, intuitively, automatically known inside you, because you can feel the truth of it. Just like if we're all sitting in a room that was closed, it gets hot and sticky, you open the window and air begins to move through it. You know that, you don't have to think, you don't have to believe that. You see, in the same way, when the consciousness is released from the hypnosis of identity as a person only and as the body, you don't need really to be so convinced by anyone else after that, because it's already self-evident for you. Or at least you know, no? That it doesn't matter at a certain point. You may have to still carry on being reminded, you see, until the cure is complete. Because it's not always that you get a bang on the head and everything is completely different. Sometimes you have to grow into yourself. You grow back into yourself. You have to get reacquainted with what it is like to be free, because if you have lived a life that is bound but you're not conscious of it, it might appear to be free to you. But only as you begin to really recognize and experience again your true being, then you realize how much ignorance there has been. I said before, no, that while you're in one state and you accept it unquestionably, you see, you have no way of assessing where you are. It is only as you are somehow moving out of that state, leaving that state, only then you realize where you have been. And these steps, these leaps that are taken in the dynamic experiential realm, no? They are so important, so necessary. Because all in your dynamic life, you have to be moving, turning the soil. So you don't freeze up, stagnate. Yeah? So everything that happens through satsang, whether it is laughing yoga, or dance your dance, whatever, no, they're all invitations, opportunities, exercises to look again and to gaze inside your own being and to feel where you're really looking from. Because you don't know how long we've been looking from the position of personhood. That the person felt like that was the fact. The fact of our existence was that we're a person. Things start there and they end there. That is what's called ignorance. So the breakthrough is when you begin to realize, to recognize, that the person you have taken yourself to be itself is phenomenal. Why? Because it is also perceivable. You see? That there's awareness of this. This is all of satsang, in fact, if I can put it in a nutshell. Satsang is not really only about belief or faith, but in experience and confirmation. Trust is also important. Openness, humility, all these things, they're important. They help to sweep and keep your room clean. But finally your own self have to see. There comes a time when you're not able to find one single thing that is you. And there comes a time where you'll not be able to find one single thing that is not you. What a great mystery. But for who? It's a great moment when you come into discovery and you don't need to rely on object to relate yourself through. You see? When the consciousness can bear its own emptiness, it doesn't have to borrow or to clutch at the physical or phenomenal aspects. You know? I don't even know if such things can be called teachings. You know? That when you look and investigate through the question, who am I, and find nothing, and there's no panic, there's no fear. Instead, total joy. Total silence, total peace. Could it have already started even? You're listening to this bird singing. Is it singing outside you or inside you? Disregarding what we have learned or read. Who are you? Because it seems like everything else we have been given and we've received, but who gave us this knowing I am? And these pointings should become a soothing balm inside your heart. So may these contemplations, these reflections become just a delight for you, a joy for you. And may we come to know in total relaxation and acceptance the joy of not knowing anything at all. to admit it with such grace and joy. That is itself a kind of realization also.
Sin saber, llegué, en casa me encontré, siempre estuve en mi lugar, en ese instante ahora ya, es soltar y ver,